Now, here's my favorite new version of We Shall Overcome by, I think, my next guest.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And we'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. One day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we'll work hand in hand one day. And we'll break down the prison walls. We will tear down those prison walls. Together we will tear down the prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. And the truth will set us free. The truth will set us free. Truth will set us all free on that day. And deep in my heart, I do believe that the truth will set us all free on that day. And we shall overcome on that day.
You know, I was supposed to only play a minute of it, but I couldn't resist. I couldn't stop listening to it. I heard that for the first time yesterday. Roger, you're the only person who can follow that. So seriously, I'm crying right now. How many takes? You really emoted like I've never seen you do before. There's something. You had so much passion in that rendition. And when did you record that, and why did you record it? Was it for some special event?
I'm very glad you asked me that, Randy. By the way, good afternoon.
We're talking with Roger Waters. I'm sorry. I don't have
Who
any
else are we
notes here.
talking with before I answer that
Just
question?
you. I cut everybody loose.
Well, thanks, pal.
Yeah.
I knew I could rely on you. Right. I've no idea when I made that recording. I wonder who that is playing. That's probably G. Smith playing the guitar, I would think. But it might. But isn't it great? I think it's great. Who did the orchestral arrangement? That's not a real orchestra. It will just be sampled orchestral instruments. But I really like it too, and it's and I've only altered the words a little bit. Who wrote "We Shall Overcome"? I haven't the faintest idea.
I think it comes. Reggie knows.
Yeah, it's a Negro spiritual, but it was credited to Pete Seeger, and even Pete Seeger said that he got inspiration from those Negro spirituals.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah, well, I got inspiration. It's definitely after I joined BDS, because it's definitely a cri de coeur for the people of Palestine.
Right.
And we haven't quite overcome yet, but we will. But we will only overcome when the truth sets us free, as I point out in my version of the song.
Right.
I think I added that little bit about truth setting us free. And you never know. Maybe the truth will set us free. It was good. It was good to see Mamdani win the election to become the new mayor of New York, and for him to tell quite a lot of truth, actually, in the very stirring. I didn't watch the whole, victory speech, but I watched enough of it to be moved by it, and I actually believe that. Mamdani is somebody who tells the truth, like we do, Reggie, and Randy, and me, and Sweet Georgia Brown and Sophia. We all tell the truth all the time, and hopefully it will help set the Palestinians free eventually. But we're going to have to go on telling the truth for louder and longer than I imagined when I joined the battle back in 20 years ago. I joined the battle. So it's taken longer than I had hoped. But the lies are so old and ingrained, and our adherence to European white supremacist settler colonialism is so ingrained in the corridors of power, not in the hearts of men, but in the corridors of power, that we are going to have to raise our voices for maybe a number of years yet. We will see.
Well, you certainly have raised your voice a long time on the Palestinian genocide. For years now. I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years. I don't know when you first got started.
20 years.
20 years now. And you've paid, a relatively huge price for your nonstop efforts to try to disseminate information about the genocide. You really have, and I've seen it firsthand. Tell me, what has it done to your life? How has it, changed it in terms of the way you would be normally living if you had not been?
I'm tireder than I would have been if those effing arseholes hadn't been trying to silence me for all these years. And obviously the ADL, and those arseholes are responsible for a fair bit of it. But it's not just them. It's come from all kinds of unlikely places. Mr. and Mrs. Gilmore, bless you, David and effing Polly Sampson. What is wrong with them? We shouldn't go into that question, Randy, because we've only got an hour. We would need
the end. You're my only guest. We're going to slow the pace down here because you're here. I have no other guests. Jeffrey Abrams is going to chime in at the end, but I have you, and I
thought you had Abby.
Abby is on a flight. Is on a flight coming here.
Is she?
So I said, Well, why didn't you tell me that before you said yes, I wouldn't have bothered Roger because it was going to promote her show tomorrow. She says, "Oh my God, I'm on the phone," and so I'm not going.
Oh, never mind.
Huh?
Now, Abby Martin is another one who picked up the cudgels a number of years. Obviously, she's not old enough to have been involved as long as I have, but yeah, she's a real good one. And so
she really
I'm
is.
sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry she's not with us, but yeah, her movie is coming out in New York. It's being shown in New York tomorrow. Unfortunately, I can't make that.
I can't because I can't get a babysitter for your goddaughter.
I can't because I live 100 miles away.
I know. And
you know,
LIE takes you 2 weeks to get here. It's like taking a rickshaw.
Anyway, but I know a bit. I've been watching her make the film for years and years. You know how long these things take to make.
Actually, we did a show. I just want to say we did a show together 3 years ago when she only had a trailer at that time or a fundraising video, if you recall. Just the two of you were on, and she was talking about this project, and here it is. It's come to fruition. What do you know about it?
Good for her. Well, I think it's sort of, I'm guessing, but my memory of it is that it's about how the American war machine creates so much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that and with all the explosives that they spread all over the world to drop on innocent babies and things, that on their own, really, the Pentagon could destroy the world single-handed just on ecological and the way they affect the weather and so on and so forth. Just by by adding to the climate crisis on their own. They wouldn't need the Chinese or anyone else to help them. They're doing it all on their own. Now, I haven't seen the film. I haven't seen the finished film. So when people go and it's not anything to do with any of that, they can say, silly old fool, he got it completely wrong.
No, it is. I know it is. All right. It's
is it? Okay, right. There you go.
All right. So, she's been working on it for a long time. And there's a lot of anticipation. I wish I could make it, but I can't. As you know, the dog. When I saw you in Raleigh, North Carolina, I had to bring the dog backstage because of the sound in that place in North Carolina. Raleigh, yes. And so you took care of the dog, and you said, "Flee that dog." Do you remember that? Flee that dog.
No, I don't remember that, but I can remember.
Yes, that was many years ago. All right, she's 3.5 years old now, and she's sitting over here listening to the show. And what I want to do, because that was from This Is Not a
Ray was there, wasn't he? Ray McGovern
was there. I went down there with your friend Joe Loria. We drove from D.C. We had seen it in D.C. just like 3 or 4 days earlier, and I said, Joe, let's drive down to North Carolina. It's really quick. And so I had the dog. It was like the Jode family going to California. It was like so long to get there, and the sun was bright, and we couldn't get a hotel room there, so Joe got a couple of rooms at the Motel 6. I slept in the car because it was that bad, but it was worth seeing you, and thank you for babysitting the dog, or whoever it was in the back room. I forgot the name of the woman. She's very nice.
Are you extemporizing, Randy? Are you making all this up as you go along?
You think I have
or
notes
are you
on
reading
this?
a script?
I don't have any notes because I wanted to just have a nice extemporaneous conversation with you. And one of the things, getting back to the price that you've paid, I saw it firsthand in Buenos Aires, and you couldn't get a hotel room. And I'm going to play in front of 60,000 people at the River Plate Theater. I got a lot of the music that I put on my phone, 2 phones I had, and it's 60,000 people. And then at some point, you take a 4 or 5 minute break to talk about the problems that you had getting a hotel room. And I'd like to play that if you don't mind, if you recall. All right, this is a price. One of the prices, Roger Waters, the greatest entertainer on the planet, couldn't get a room in Buenos Aires. Now, listen why.
There are people in this city who will not let me stay in a hotel. I mean, what? This is one of them. His name's Gabriel Galinsky. I've no idea who he is, or where he's from, or where he lives. But this bloke owns all the Four Seasons hotels in the world. Well, good for you, Gabriel Galinsky. Anyway, never mind all that. I just want to point out that there's a difference between the people who won't give me a room at the inn, okay, and me. And the difference between them, this bloke, and all the rest of them, and me, and all the rest of the Israeli lobby, by the way, and me, the difference is that I believe in universal human rights. For all my brothers and sisters, all over the world, irrespective of their ethnicity or religion or nationality. And that obviously would apply to my brothers and sisters in Palestine. Who, as we speak, are the subject of a genocide. So that is the difference. I believe in human rights, and they don't. Here's my suggestion. I'll shut up in a minute. This is important, okay? In order for the Holy Land to move into a period of peace, and for the killing to stop, not just for a day or two, but forever, for that to happen, they are going to have to accept equal human rights for all the people who live in the Holy Land between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. All equal. No masters, no slaves, all equal. I'll stop now. I've had my say. But I've had my say, so thank you. Right, back to the bar.
That was just before you played the bar. I do have the bar here, too, as well. Roger, that was not scripted.
No, no, it wasn't.
You did that off the top of your head?
Where else would it come from, Rapid?
I don't know. From the side of your head.
It was just, it was a weird thing. And it's still weird. And you know what? I have to be honest and tell you, it's tiring to live for 20 years in the face of a constant onslaught of lies, malign lives, and libelous accusations made against me that I'm an anti-Semite and should be shunned. Is very, very tiring. Okay, so will we win what is essentially an existential battle for the soul of the human race? I hope so. I really do, because I'm a humanist and I believe in the human race. And I believe that we can wrest control of our destiny from these monumentally murderous arseholes like Trump and Marco Rubio and you know, what's his name, Graham, and the rest of them. And Milei, speaking of Argentina, Milei, who is just another pawn in their absurd game. He's failing, obviously, as a leader. Their peso is done. Their people are getting hungrier. Everything that is happening here under Donald Trump is happening in Argentina. It's also at the moment happening in Peru, where they got rid of the democratically elected government of Peru 2 years ago. They have imprisoned the president of Peru, who's an indigenous man called Pedro Castillo, and they also, a couple of years ago, they imprisoned the prime minister, his prime minister, who's a lady called Betsy Chavez. In fact, I issued a statement about this on video yesterday, thanking Claudia Sheinbaum, I think is her name, who is the president of Mexico, who has given Betsy Chavez political asylum in the embassy in Lima, Peru. And of course, the fascist government of Peru has surrounded the embassy with armored vehicles. I don't know what's happened today, but I take my hat off to Claudia Sheinbaum and to the people of Mexico for having extended that measure of protection to Betsy Chavez, who is a good woman with a good heart and who should still be the prime minister of that great country, Peru. But of course, the Americans wanted the lithium, so they got rid of the indigenous president and imposed a puppet government so that they could give all the precious metals, the gold, but mainly the lithium, to an American corporation.
That's what
instead of divvying up the proceeds of the mining of lithium for the people of Peru. Yeah. But that's another story.
This is what happened in Chile with Salvador Allende. They wanted all of the precious metals there as well, and so
copper mainly
copper
and lithium, but
yes,
mainly copper in those days.
We wanted it all, and plus Pepsi-Cola wanted to expand their
still
base
do. You still do want it all. That's why Marco Rubio, that homicidal maniac, is talking about invading Venezuela to try and steal everything that there is under the ground in Venezuela. It's not just that they see Venezuela as a huge threat because of the political ideologies, because the Venezuelan government is socialist. Oh my God, like Mamdani, his name is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Socialist government, they want to actually share the wealth of the government, at least to some extent, with the ordinary people of Venezuela. And obviously the United States can't allow ideas like that to spread. What on earth would happen in the United States if the idea took hold that some of the riches of the United States of America should be shared with poor people? Oh, my God. Well, we know what happens. It drives them absolutely into a homicidal fury if anybody suggests such a thing. I'll be fascinated to see what happens in New York now. What's he done? Mamdani. He's talking about letting people ride free on buses, poor people. Letting poor people ride on buses. What an extraordinary idea.
Yeah. And every billionaire, has come out. They circled the wagons trying to get to destroy him. It didn't work. Why do you think it didn't work? With all of the power, I mean, they did it to a fellow by the name of Upton Sinclair in California in 1934, who won the Democratic primary for governor of California in 34. And Hollywood, all the big shots there, the big studios started running a defamatory fear-mongering campaign because he was a socialist. He was a socialist like Eugene Debs. A socialist like your parents, right? Your parents were socialists. Communists.
Communists, my parents were, but the guys that you're talking about are far more akin to somebody else at the moment who is a socialist called Butch Ware, who is standing for governor in California, and you won't see his name mentioned anywhere in the mainstream media. He's the absolute obvious candidate to bring California into the 21st century. And starting to socialize California, which would be a fantastic idea. So if he could get his message out, I have no doubt that he would do very well on an even playing field in a democratic state. He would do very well.
Well, Upton Sinclair came very close, and those ideas is what he had promoted when he was running for governor. He wanted, full employment. He wanted to take away the land that was not being used, not being taxed, and they just destroyed him. He was the odds-on favorite to win that race in 34. And Roosevelt, who was the president, didn't come out and support him, even though he was a Democrat. And the Democrats right now, the mainstream Democrats who support which is the majority of them, support the genocide in Gaza, the proxy war in Ukraine, mass surveillance, Patriot Act.
Yep.
That's what we have.
Yep.
Look, Hakeem Jeffries, who is in the poorest district in the state of New York, is an Israeli first.
Yeah.
He's Israeli first, not a New York City first, not a Bed-Stuy first. He's the biggest proponent of continuing the proxy war in Ukraine, but no money for the infrastructure or to create jobs in his own district. And that's pretty...
Well,
go ahead.
Both the two major parties in the United States, the Republicans and the Democrats, are... one is Punch and the other's Judy, but they're both puppets.
Yeah,
they're a joke. They're both a
that.
complete joke. Okay.
I'm going to use it if I get back in the
America is the Punch and Judy show,
Yeah,
But the question is, who's the bloke with his hand up their asses? Making them pretend to hit each other. Oh, I know. Let's have two puppets and have them pretending to hit each other while we go on screwing all the ordinary people and giving all the money to Elon Musk and Donald Trump and Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all the rest of the other oligarchical assholes.
You left one
who
out.
actually run this country.
You left one
Aikman.
out. No.
Who?
Zuckerberg. All right.
Zuckerberg, of course, yeah. Peter Thiel. It's very easy to leave them out because there's probably about 40 or 50 of them, all told, and we don't know all of their names.
You have no respect for them. That's how I met you, Roger. It was the Zuckerman connection.
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Who did I say?
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
I don't know where Zuckerman. Who's Zuckerman?
I have no idea. He was a Hollywood producer.
That's right, because we met at a meeting in the People's Forum on 34th Street or wherever it is.
Yeah.
And I had got a letter that morning.
Wait. I have it. Can I just play it?
Okay.
We got it here.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We're going to play exactly what happened. What the letter
I'm going to go I'm going to get half a glass of cheap white wine while you're playing it. I'll be back.
Can you hear it?
Take me a minute.
Can you hear it?
All right. I'll sit and wait while you play it.
Go ahead.
On.
Go ahead and get the glass of wine. I'll do go ahead. Get the glass of wine. It's fine. I'll just talk to Reggie about something for a minute. Reggie, what's the name of the station?
The last time I checked, this is WBAI New York, 99.5 FM.
And if you want to support the station, what do you want to do?
Oh, well, they need to give to this radio station, and the number is 833-922-4692. That's 833-922-4692 or 833-WBAI-NYC, 833-WBAI-NYC.
Or become a buddy. Be my buddy.
Okay. buddy.wbai.org. That's buddy.wbai.org. And folks, you're listening to Live on the Fly with Randy Credico, and his guest today is Roger Waters. Previously, in the past hour, was Professor Richard Wolff, and this is the show. This is the program.
This is the program. You should support it, folks.
Right.
You support the station. And he must have gotten a full glass of wine.
Yeah.
I think he went to get a full glass, not a half a glass of wine.
Well,
right?
it's still, he has to do the cardio to justify, to go back and forth, because it do garner calories.
Yeah,
we have Jeffrey to justify. I know Roger's in great shape, but the thing is, it's like,
Speaking of calories, I'm back.
All right.
By the way, I know that all your listeners, I can hear them now, they're going, fuck me. They're going, he must live in a bloody palace to take that long to get to the fridge and back.
I told him you tripped.
No, Roger has too much good of balance to trip.
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
he works
He really-
out too well.
Yeah, he's really in good shape.
Yeah, yeah. Which is a good thing. It's a very good thing.
Yes, I don't.
Anyway, what about Zuckerberg?
We're gonna
Sorry,
play
Zuckerberg.
I'm gonna call him Zuckerman. All right, here we go. That's Zuckerberg. Whatever, Zucker, whatever.
I'm going to call him Zuckermucker.
Okay, that's good.
That's actually
Zucker.
pretty good.
I think that's a good one.
That's
I'll
a
use
good
it.
one. That's original.
Zuckum.
All right, here we go.
All that needs is an F, and it'll be great.
All right.
Sorry, go on.
All
Come on,
right,
let's
here,
get on
this
with
is
it,
it.
Randy. Okay, great.
I'd just like to say something very brief. This is something that I actually put in my folder when I came out here today. You have no idea what it is. Nobody does, because it arrived on the internet to me this morning. It's a request for the rights to use my song, Another Brick in the Wall 2, in the making of a film to promote Instagram. So it's a missive. It's a missive from Mark Zuckerberg to me, right? Arrived this morning with an offer of a huge, huge amount of money, and the answer is F you. No way. And I only mention that because this is an insidious, it's the insidious movement of them to take over absolutely everything, you know. So those of us who do have any power, and I do have a little bit, in terms of the control of the publishing of my songs, I do anyway. So I will not be a party to this bull Zuckerberg.
You're keeping that engineer at WBAI very busy. Because there are 7 words we can't say.
What are they? What are the 7 words?
I'm Aaron, you know. One starts with an F.
I know that one.
Starts with a C.
I know that one too.
S.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt proceedings.
Really
but-
great.
That's okay.
Yeah, you should. You want to hear what these pricks have got to say. I mean,
That one's okay.
I'm going to tell you what he had to say because it's
Rick is
amazing.
okay, right?
A portrait of people they always get wrong. News clips reading "Laziest Generation," followed immediately by "Will they save the world?" Blah 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. And then they're very lovely pictures of young designers who are, I can just see it up there with the song thundering away in the background. In fact, they have some of the, hey, teacher, leave those kids alone and blah, 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 blah. We want to thank you for considering this project. We feel that the core sentiment of this song is still so prevalent and necessary today, which speaks to how timeless a work is true. And yet, they want to subjoin it. They want to use it to make Facebook and Instagram even bigger and more powerful than it already is, so that it can continue to censor all of us in this room and prevent this story about Julian Assange getting out to the general public, so the general public could go, what? What? No, no more, nada más. Anyway, there we go.
Wow. Well, have you softened your position on Zuckerberg?
Hello. Oh, sorry.
That was quite.
No, of course not. Of course I haven't softened my position.
I thought
But
maybe
it's-
he got a little more progressive over the last 4 years.
Listen, Zuckerberg should be locked up in a nice, comfortable hospital somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously he shouldn't be allowed to run anything to do with anything called Meta or Facebook, and he shouldn't be allowed to own hundreds of islands all over the world, so that he can bury his money in huge chests. So there's no way that any of his resources could actually ever be used for any good in the world, because that's what they do. All these very rich people, they hold on to billions. Literally, can you imagine? Can you even imagine what $1 billion looks like, Randy? Because I can't. I know it's $1,000 million, isn't it? That's a big bloody chest to bury in the garden. Well, he's got 200 of them. buried all over the world so that nobody can get at it, so that he can wield his power. And he can use it to, as I said in that meeting in the public forum, People's Forum, the People's Forum, he can use all of that power to make certain that the truth that I was speaking about when I was singing We Shall Overcome never gets out. That's his job. That's what he does. That's why he's paid so much money, along with the rest of them, the Bezoses and the Gateses and all. That's what they do. So, no, my position hasn't suffered.
What about some of these other billionaires like Jeff Bezos? He doesn't pay any taxes here. He pays himself $100,000 a year, and he's registered out of Scotland. I mean, how much money does someone like that need? At some point, I mean, you've seen the movie Chinatown, and Jack Nicholson says to the character, I forgot the name in the movie, but it was played by John Huston. He was the rich guy. He says, "How much you worth?" He says, "How much you want?" He says, "I just want to know how much you're worth. Over $10 million?" And this is 1935. He says, "By God, yes, Mr. Geddes." He says, "Why are you doing it? How much better can you live?" And John Huston says, "For the future, Mr. Geddes, for the future." So is that what they're thinking? They just can't get enough. At some point, you got to stop and do something in your life other than gathering dough.
Well, maybe it's that character from that movie that you're talking about, played by John Hughes. Maybe that's who's got his hand up Judy's skirt and up Punch's trousers.
Yes.
It's possible, isn't it? I mean, somebody has, we know, but it's actually a collective, we know. But what's amazing, Randy, just to be serious for a minute, is how they've managed to sell this absurd scam to 300 million voters in the United States of America for all this time. Certainly since the middle of the 18th century, since independence from the
UK.
British Empire, from the UK. So how have they managed to do it? I tell you, part of the way that they've done it all this time, I'm thinking of what's his name? Frank Little. Who was it they killed in 1917 in Butte, Montana? He was a Union.
Joe
Frank
Hill.
Little.
Joe Hill.
No.
Oh, yeah, Frank Little. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Frank Little.
Yes.
So one of the ways they do it, and actually it's all over a new song that will be out on my next album, which is called Standing Rock, because the song mentions the Pinkerton men a lot in it. With all due respect to, actually, I have a good friend who's called Pinkerton, but it's not about him, but it's about the fact that it's always been within the law in this country to hire gunmen to murder people who disagree with you, and they're still doing it now. Me not staying at the inn is a less than lethal way of the ADL or the Israeli lobby or just the ruling class in the United States applying pressure to me. Well, you can have your opinions, but you can't express them through Mark Zuckerberg, and you can't stay in a hotel, but you can believe what you want for the moment, unless you overstep the mark. And if you do, we will kill you, like we did John Fitzpatrick Kennedy, if that was his name. But they did. Yeah. They went, he's overstepped. He was talking about making peace with the Russians. Bang.
Yeah.
And that may sound controversial, but it's not anymore, because everybody knows that's what happened.
Yes.
Meyer Lansky, all right? Ask Aaron Good.
Right.
Read the books about it. Check it out. Find it. But and it all gets just hidden. It was called The Hiding of That. Playing Mr. Punch. Well, okay. What was his name? Earl Warren? The Warren Commission.
Yes.
He played Punch and Judy during that thing. Yeah. And obviously they said to him, "Oi, Warren, it's your commission. Yeah. it was Lee Harvey Oswald, okay? He did it on his own from a couple hundred yards away with an old rifle in a book depository.
An Italian rifle.
That is what you're going to find, okay? And if you don't, think about Frank Little. Remember Frank Little?
Yes, I
We
know
will
about
kill
Frank
you.
Little. Yes.
And so we all know it, and yet the people have never managed to organize themselves to rise up and tell them, no, this goes against everything that we believe in, because we are good people. And we actually believe in rebuilding the neighbor's barn if there's a storm. Imagine what America would be doing now, okay, if it was a decent place. You'd be rebuilding Jamaica and Haiti and Cuba after Melissa went through. You wouldn't be thinking about wasting $1 trillion invading Venezuela so you could steal the oil. You'd be looking after your neighbors. This is what America is supposed to believe in and what it's supposed to do, okay? But how are you going to find your way? That's why Mamdani is so important.
Yeah.
He believes that shit. He really believes. I do. You do. Reggie does. We all do.
You do? Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Yeah, I do.
I know. Yeah, of course we do. And so do millions and millions of us. But we are controlled by the evil empire. And with its totem pole, the decrepit orange can't control his bowels thing. I mean, we are. And what a tragedy that is. Can you imagine how tragic that is? They've made that bloke the president. Don't tell anyone.
It's amazing.
But oh my goodness, how did that happen? Well, because he believes in the whole Punch and Judy syndrome. He always has. His father was a Rachmanite landlord, creating appalling conditions for all his tenants. And he doesn't care about tenants. He cares about lining his pockets. And so does his son. And so do the son's son. So do Donald Jr. and Eric and the idiot one who nobody ever sees. Yeah. They all believe exactly the same thing. Mamdani doesn't.
Well, that puts him in a strange position, Roger. I mean, he may not be able to affect a lot of changes, but he does have a bully pulpit right now, and that may scare a lot of people.
He has a what?
I mean, he has a platform.
A pulpit,
yes,
did you say?
I said bully
Oh,
pulpit.
yeah. A bully pulpit.
Yes.
Sorry, I misheard.
All right. And you know how powerful that can be if the mainstream media covers him and he makes a lot of pronouncements that runs contrary to the Punch and Judy crowd. I don't even want to think about this, but they wouldn't do a JFK on him, would they?
I'm sure they've been thinking about it. I'm sure it's on all their agendas. Yeah, of course they would.
They pre-plotting.
Yeah,
they've got away with this stuff so often. Why wouldn't they?
Jeffrey Epstein, Charlie Kirk. I mean, there's a lot of conspiracies out there. I don't know what happened in either place.
Well, neither do I, obviously. But we know about JFK.
We know about
it's
MLK.
Enough.
And MLK, we know about MLK. We know about RFK.
Yeah,
we know
exactly.
about Malcolm X. We know about Lumumba. So we know.
Fred Hampton.
Fred Hampton was murdered by the FBI and the Chicago police working together. So You get to a point where you have some hope, and it's always snuffed out for some reason. It's always snuffed out. You have a little bit of hope. So why should I be positive or optimistic that something good is going to evolve at this juncture?
I'm not sure that you should, Randy. I'm not saying you should be positive. What do we need? The good guys in this, the people who believe in love and truth, like I do. What do we need? And what do we need desperately? In fact, what we need is faith in other human beings. We need faith in what I just said to you before, good neighbors to rebuild the barn. And we've all met enough people in our lives to know who keeps springing to mind? Even examples. Your friend Bill Kunstler, for instance. You only have to listen to one of his speeches. You know that he's dead, obviously, and you go, this guy is real. You would only have to go back and listen to the speeches that Henry Wallace made before they got rid of him. He was supposed to be the next president in 1945, but he was a humanitarian. He believed in universal human rights. He believed in it, and he said so. And he said it would be part of policy if he ever became the president. They didn't murder him. They just took him off the ticket and put the idiot Harry Truman on the ticket, knowing that he wasn't even somebody who could stick his hand up Judy's skirt. He was Judy. He was a natural puppet with no balls, nothing. Just do as you're told. Go and drop atomic bombs on the Japanese. Yes, sir.
Yeah, God.
Do that now.
Yeah,
We want to find out what they do.
He did
Doing
do
it
that.
now, sir.
Yeah. God.
So what? Yeah, it's an act of faith, Randy, but I have faith.
Yeah.
I feel a shiver of faith going up and down my spine when I think about the possibilities, even because there is a pretense of democracy in this country. You know? Yes, of course, they've snuffed out the union. They've snuffed out organised labour. It no longer exists. How many working men and women in America are represented by unions now? 6% or something insane. I mean, I'm guessing it might be 8%, but it's not what it should be, which should be 90%.
Yeah.
Unionized. Why not? Because they're gangsters who can be bought off, which is rule number 2. Or if a Frank Little arrives, you kill him.
Wow. Well, yeah, Frank Little, I know the story so well. I interviewed. Have you read the book American Midnight by Adam Hochschild?
Yeah, of course I have.
So he's mentioned in that book, that story. I interviewed him for 3 hours a couple of years ago, and he brings up the Frank Little story. And so you just kind of brushed me up on it. He was from Montana. He was a miner, and he was misidentified, or he was framed. He was outright framed, right?
Frank, I'm sorry, Frank.
Frank.
Randy.
Mel. I'm that guy, Mel Fisher. No.
Yeah. Well, I'm the guy who, when you said Hopchild or whatever, have you? And I went, yeah, of course I have. I was lying. I've never heard of it.
Are you serious?
But I thought it would be good in your program.
My God, King Leopold's Ghost. Have you read that book, King?
Yeah, well, of course, I know a lot about Leopold II and how he murdered 40 million Africans in the Congo in order to enrich his awful little country, which not for nothing is called the Low Country, the Pays-Bas, I believe. No, don't get me started on Belgium. There's nothing wrong with the Belgians.
Why?
They had Eddie Merckx, for God's sake. So they had one bloke who was good at riding a bike. And they had that bloke, Hergé, who wrote the Tintin books. And, I know, there's the detective, isn't there?
Yeah.
Who wrote those?
Hercule Poirot by Agatha Christie. Right.
Exactly. Right. They had that character in Agatha Christie. Apart from that, they're a bit, thin on the ground.
And the French fries are good. Belgian fries are good.
They have the best Belgian fries, the best fries in the world.
But I can't think of anything else, especially the cosmetic salesman that is now the head of NATO. What's his name? Rutte. Yeah, Rutte.
Oh, what a schmuck he is. Yeah, he's awful, isn't he? Anyway, Randy.
We have a few minutes left. I'm going to start playing some music in the background, Shamood, all right, which I know inspired a lot of those voters that went. You have done a lot. A lot of people talk about you who went out and voted for Mom Donnie, and you definitely played a role in getting people out there with your tireless work. I mean, Under the Rubble, this song we're about to play is Samoud, which has become the anthem for the Palestinian Free Palestine movement. Seriously, it really.
I'm still working on it.
I know it's like St. John the Divine. It's never going to be finished. All right?
Yeah, it will be. It will be finished.
No, it can't be. You got to keep adding to it. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's a
okay,
great
yeah.
piece of work, and so we got 4 minutes left, Roger, with this in the background. Just your closing thoughts. I'm going to let you have it here. The Andy Rooney moment here. Some message to Americans of hope. You know, hope or whatever.
Yeah, well,
Well, I can't think of anything else but hope. I mean, but hope is a verb. It's not a direct.
listen, I don't care whether it's you speaking over my song or me speaking over my song, but whoever it is, we should both stop. Or whatever. I don't mind you playing the song, but I'm not talking over it.
All right. So we'll just keep talking for another minute. Then we'll go back to the song. All right.
Yeah, play the end of the song.
You want us to go? We're done.
from-
We're done in 4 minutes. I got to leave the station. In 4 minutes, I got to leave.
Well, listen, in the song, if we ever get towards the end of it, I talk about how the world can be saved by ordinary people standing shoulder to shoulder from the river to the sea and doing the right thing.
I can assure you, everyone that's listening right now has heard Samud at least 3 or 4 times over the last 4. I play it religiously, and seriously, I play it all the time. Background music.
Well, thank you
directly.
for that.
You know that you actually broke it in at this station like you did Under the Rubble. You know that.
Yeah, I do know that.
And you broke in another song we were going to play, but we don't have time.
You know what? I saw, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just looking at a portrait of Bisan Uda, who is a reporter from Gaza. She's still there. She's still alive, thank God. But this morning, her message this morning, she was in tears. It's so impossible to be there and to still keep expressing Sumud, which is the steadfast perseverance, Sumud means, particularly against the occupation of one's homeland. Now, none of us live in an occupied homeland. Well, if you're a Native American, you do here. But the Palestinians have been living under occupation for the last 77 years. Okay, so none of us can imagine what it must be like to be there. But they're not going anywhere. Trump's peace plan is an evil, wicked joke, and always was, and always will be, you know. When you see Jared Kushner standing behind who's the bloke? Witkoff. Standing behind Witkoff, and them talking about the master plan has been in place for years.
Scoundrels and blackguards, all right? All of them.
Yeah, all right, I'll finish.
That's it. We have to go. Roger, I love you. Thank you for all that you
love
do,
you
all
too,
the
Randy.
sacrifices that you made. Sophia says goodbye. Reggie, you want to say goodbye to Reggie here?
Yeah, bye, Reggie.
All right, Roger. You're awesome.
Hey,
We're going to play another
cheers.
few seconds of Samud, all right?
Yeah, we're going to go to the
go.
The end
all
part.
right, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Love you.
Here, see you later, my friend.
In harmony, we will make a joyful sound. We will follow our own moral compass. We won't let their sleight of hand trump us. We will find 10,000 new